Question. So how do you establish business credit? So the first thing you have to do with business credit, you have to make sure your personal credit is in order, right? Because a lot of times, especially when you're new, you're gonna have to PG, you have to personally guarantee a lot of your credit lines, right? Or credit opportunities. So you need to have decent personal credit. And when we say decent, 700 credit score or above, which should do it, that sort of thing. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Business Marketing Family Podcast. We're so happy to have you here with us today. We have a really interesting topic, business credit. What's the purpose of it? Why do you need it? Should you get it? How do you get it? The use cases, so many things we can talk about with business credit. This is gonna be a short one because we're gonna have a more elaborate one, maybe even have a special guest a little bit later on, but this is just kind of dive into what it's all about and why you definitely should get this for your business. So I'm David Tash.
Stacey Tash. And I feel like you asked all the questions we're gonna ask that we're gonna talk about. So really excited for this topic. As business owner, entrepreneurs, we really get business credit. It's gonna really help you financially in your business without having to use your personal funds to have all the growth that you want and you need in your business. So let's get started. Why should our recruiter friends listening get business credit?
So why should you get business credit? Okay, so let's be honest, right? Most of us, we would definitely work some job before kind of thing. We developed a skill set and then went off to start our own businesses, right? If you're a small business owner now, small business is categorized, anything under than 30 million is considered a small business, right? Yeah. And that's a huge transparency, right? I like to think of it as, if you're under than 10 million, that's small business. And I think most of our audience is under that 10 million per year. And we're under 10 million per year, just so you know, 7 figures, but under the 10 million per year. So that's a small business, right? Typically what we do is we go out there and we utilize our skill set and we create a business from it. And we're kind of doing all the work. We started ourselves, we either funded with a little bit of money or whatever it may be, and we're using the working capital, we're using the money from the business to fund the business, right? And that's okay. You should be proud of that if that's you, right? Savvy business owners, the higher up you go, what they do is they leverage funding, they leverage other people's money, whether it's from the bank or whether it's private investors, whatever it is, and they're able to move much faster as long as they know what they're doing, really 10x, 20x the results and just have more of an impact, because cash is the lifeblood of every single company. So if you have more cash, you can do more things, you have access to better opportunity. It just always works out like that. So this is why it's so to get established business credit. So this way you have access to the funding, which gives you access to the opportunity, which will make your life so much better and your business career so much better as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. So how can one get started?
That's a great question. So how do you establish business credit? So the first thing you have to do with business credit, you have to make sure your personal credit is in order, right? Because a lot of times, especially when you're new, you're gonna have to PG, you have to personally guarantee a lot of your credit lines, right? Or credit opportunities. So you need to have decent personal credit. And when we say decent, 700 credit score or above, which should do it, that sort of thing, right? So we'll cover more on personal credit, but just a couple things that we know that we can share to you to make sure your personal credit is in order. Number one is utilization, right? So your credit line. So let's say you have 2 credit cards, personal credit cards. They're both $5,000 credit cards, right? Your credit limit's $5,000 on each. That puts you at a total credit limit of $10,000, right? Let's say you carry a balance of $1,000 on those credit cards. Well, guess what? You're now using 10% of your total credit limit. So that's a 10% utilization. Your score should go up every month because of that, right? Because they wanted to see that 30% or lower. Well, 30% is when it starts to hurt you negatively. Optimal credit, personal credit utilization is around 3%. Obviously, carrying a balance like a 3%, it's like you're giving them a little bit of money. They like to see that you're using it. So around 3% is how you get optimal utilization, and your credit score goes up a lot because of that, right? So you carry a balance of $1,000. Well, one way to improve that is ask for a raise in your credit line, because the more credit that's given to you, the banks and these investors, they look at you as a more trustworthy person because, hey, you're trusted. People are giving you access to more. It means that they perceive that as you're a more trustworthy individual, right? So ask, like periodically ask, every 6 to 8 months, ask your credit card companies for a raise in your credit line. Set a calendar event. I love calendar events. How many times I talk about that? Set a calendar event to remind yourself, call Chase, call Bank of America, call Barclays, whatever it is, ask for increase in credit and ask them for the max. Say, hey, listen, you see my history, how much can I get? And let them let you, well, you're probably going to be approved for a $2,000 raise or a $5,000 raise. Always ask for the max. And then the more personal credit that you have, credit limit that you have, it's actually going to help you on the business side of it because it's typically 3 to 5x of your personal credit limit. So if I have a $10,000 credit limit total, right? And I go for a business credit line, I'm either gonna get like between 30 and 50,000, right? If I have $100,000 of personal credit, when I go for a business line, I'm gonna get $300,000 to $500,000. So that's huge, right? A huge disparity there. So the first thing is make sure your personal credit is in order, right? Pay your bills on time, pay them early, you can. Don't carry a balance or carry like a 3% utilization. Periodically ask for those credit limit raises, and that really helps you. And if you have like some derogatory remarks or stuff like that, go hire a credit repair company, $150 a month, something like that, to go and fight those for you and get those off your credit. So this way, you're in good standing, right? So that's step one.
What's the next step?
So now that your personal credit's in order, for business credit, you need to have a couple things, right? So when you get incorporated in the United States, and I'm going to talk to our United States audience here, and your specific company might be a little bit different, but it's going to be similar framework. So you get incorporated in the United States, you're going to get a EIN number, right? So this is a C Corp, S Corp, LLC. You're going to get an EIN, business number. This is your business social security number, right? The next thing you need to do, and by the way, this is free. Go to Duns & Bradstreet, the website, Duns & Bradstreet, just Google it. You'll get a DUNS number, right? This is the major credit reporting company for businesses. So that's the major one. And that's where most people are gonna look at is your Duns & Bradstreet. So you need to go on there, it's free, get your DUNS number. And I like to keep my company information in a note on my phone. My Apple Note is secure, so it's like Face ID. So you gotta, it's like, you gotta know my password. They also have to have my face, so it's very secure. I keep the social security number, the EIN number for the business, the addresses, the cards and all that kind of stuff. Also the DUNS number, all in one place so I can easily access it. So pro tip there. So you can get your DUNS number. The next thing you're gonna do, once you have your DUNS number established, right? You wanna make sure that you have a business address that's licensed in a commercial zone. A lot of people, they'll use their house address or their apartment address or something like that. You don't want to be one of those people. You want to, because think about it, credit is credibility, right? Businesses, the banks need to feel that you're a legit business. So they'll feel more comfortable when they research you and they look you up that, okay, his business address or her business address, it's zoned for commercial use. So you can easily get for like $50, $55 a month, you can get a virtual address, with some of these companies. But yeah, you want to make sure that don't get a PO box because that always seems suspicious. Like that's not going to give you the credibility. You definitely want to get a physical address and just get a mailbox where, mail gets sent there. You can just pick up the mail from time to time that's close to where you live. And it's like, it should cost you no more than $50 per month, right? Then you have a real business address, zoned for business. Then you want a real business phone number, right? So don't put your cell phone number, don't put a Google Voice number, something like that. That's where you'll use
Grasshopper,
or Vonage, one of those type of companies where they'll give you a 1-800 number and then it forwards to your cell phone. It forwards to you can do certain things with it, but the main thing is you just have that credibility of being a real business by having a legit business address and a legit business phone number, right? And also your DUNS number. So you have those three things in place, and then you go to the white pages. just Google white pages and you register your company. And that will put your business in all these online registries with your legit business address, legit business phone number. And when people look you up, like, oh, this person, this company looks like a Fortune 500 company. It looks like you've been around forever. You've been doing all these great things. And this is how this is what they use to judge you and judge your company if you should, qualify for these loans and these opportunities. So once you have that established, you should be in great shape to get access to these loans. I would say take the time, like schedule this. I'm huge on time blocking. Maybe once a month you schedule like a 90-minute block for you to work on getting different loans, grant opportunities. There's a company that we use called Hello Skip. It's like $20 to $80 a month, something like that. And it'll just send us like grants and little things that pop up that the government's given. And most people don't even, like most business owners don't even like apply to these things. Like the government's giving free $5,000 away. Yeah. Like go and apply for it. You get $5,000 for 90 minutes of work. That's a pretty decent trade-off, right?
And I feel like if you're the type of person who knows, like, I don't know, you don't have the time to do it, or you don't want to do it, or you're not good at that, I would invest in having a partner who does, somebody on your team that can assist you with this so you can get it done. Like, don't make an excuse to not get it done. Because this is really important, and that's why we're sharing it.
Yeah, delegate it. Like, there's someone in your life, doesn't even need to be a business partner, your mom, your dad, someone in your life who like they'll be good at something like this, and ask them like, hey, if you help us get a grant for $15,000, like we'll give you a piece of it. Grant, you don't have to pay back, it's free money. Or, maybe you pay them $20 an hour and they're working for an hour and a half. So like $30 to do this stuff for you. The most important thing is that it's getting done, right? The business doesn't care who does it. The bank doesn't care who does it. It's as long as it's getting done. So it's part of your responsibility as a business owner to give yourself these opportunities, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So now that you have your business is set up correctly and you have access to this capital and there's funding, you can apply for stuff. Like, what do you do with it, right? This is all fun, but like, what's some of the benefits of having access to funding?
I mean, you can grow your team. If you need to, a lot of grants, like they're based on employment, hiring needs, paying your employees, which is really nice. It can be used for marketing. Definitely, it can be used.
Right.
It can be used for marketing. It can be used for trainings, like if you need like just funds to do some trainings or events, put on some events, hiring events, like just for your prospects, for your candidates. It just can give you so much of a world opportunity, more opportunity that you can possibly imagine, things that you want to do, but you are limited at the moment that you can do because you have the funding.
Definitely. So a business is only as good as the talent inside the business, right? So just having access to higher caliber, high level people can skyrocket your business 3x, 10x your company's revenue, right? And also the profit. So that's a fantastic use case of how to leverage the fund and leverage the capital, right? Another big thing, we actually just came from a recruiting coaching group, and one of our recruiting clients, they spoke about how they actually use a company to help with receivables, right? Because sometimes you have these 30-day, 60-day, receivables, like, you have a contract out, it's signed, you delivered on it, but you're just waiting for that check. That can sometimes be nail biting. No one likes waiting for money. So they actually use a company that actually will send them 75% of the invoice right away. So they get that money the same day the invoice is generated, and then the other 25% once it's paid. So your client will pay them. They have it all set up. They take care of everything for you. Your client will pay them. They take a small fee and you get the money right away. That's a huge value add for any recruiter watching this. Receivables, funding, get that set up. We might even link the name of the company down below. Accounts receivable funding is the name of the company. So yeah, really hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. We're gonna be talking more about financial literacy and business funding and personal credit, all that kind of stuff in future.
It's very important.
It's very important.
Even as business owners, we don't know everything, and I think financial literacy is one of those things, and how to really set you up correctly in your business so you can be very successful for a very long time.
Right? The main thing is, it doesn't have to be so hard. Like, business doesn't have to be so hard. Life doesn't have to be so hard. Leverage others. Learn. Like my mentor likes to say, and I think this is like a famous quote. Like, how much money you make is a direct reflection of how much you know. Like if you want to make more money or just have a better quality life, you need to learn more things, right? And be around people that are the level that you're at, because they know that stuff already and they'll transfer that knowledge. Just by you being around them, they'll transfer that knowledge to you. So you taking the time to watch this podcast and YouTube show, learning some of these things, that's you elevating your game, to get to that next revenue and profit bracket. So we're proud of you and we'll see you in the next episode. If you're in the staffing and recruiting industry and you're looking for a 360 solution to get more recs fast and also to help you place open searches quickly, then we invite you to take a call with us. My team will love to chat with you. Click on the link that says book a call with us and we'll be happy to speak with you. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps us. Just keep on sharing our knowledge out to more people. That's the way that the algorithm works. The more people that like and subscribe, the more they'll share the content with other people. We love helping entrepreneurs. We love working with recruiters and staffing agency owners. So like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.